Hello everybody, Calamity here, and welcome to the last fight of the Visa Pursuit event happening in Genshin. It's called the Cadence of Elements, and we're going to fight the Jade Plume Terror Shroom today. And here's the Pursuit Providence buff we're getting. After your characters use Elemental Burst 5 times, the damage dealt by all party members' Elemental Burst will be increased by 80%, and their energy recharge increases by 50%. So, right off the bat, this screamed Raiden Shogun to me because of the energy recharge also meaning more damage, so that's who I use today. But there are other characters that rely on elemental burst damage that you could also use if you so choose. And just like before, we don't have to worry about the Nemesis empowerment thing. That is only for lower difficulties because we're playing on Steadfast. Alright, here's the team I used. We brought Shilin in once again for elemental debuff, or elemental resistance shred, and a lot of elemental damage buffs. Farina for off-field damage, and of course the Farina buff. Yulan for off-field damage, and of course she's going to get affected by the increased burst damage. This team could possibly work with Jingcho as well, because it's also going to improve his burst damage as well. Okay, and here's the fight. I have once again moved to the bottom left, and I'll be going over how this boss works and my rotation used. And honestly, it's going to be a lot of bursts, so you're going to see a lot of the same animations over and over again. But really quickly, just to note that when fighting the Jade Plume Terror Shroom, it is ideal if you can bring an Electro DPS character, because this thing will get stunned and fall to the ground, which lets you do, a ton of damage for free. If you use Pyro, this thing will continue to be running around, and it's obnoxious to try to chase it and hit it all the time. It also summons ads, which isn't a big deal, but that, or would you rather have it screech and then fall to the ground, allowing you to DPS it for free, is, in my opinion, the better option. So that's exactly why Raiden Shogun is like the perfect choice for this particular fight, in my opinion. But you feel free to use whoever you want. Now, starting with the actual rotation, Farina's skill into Burst, Chillin' and Burst. So we want to just spam everyone's Burst, basically, because we want that buff available as soon as possible. But you can't get it on your first rotation, so my first rotation will not have a fully buffed Raiden Shogun doing it. So this damage that we're doing here is not going to be quite the same as our future rotations. And then once Raiden Shogun's burst is over, we just repeat the same thing, and you can see the Jade Plume Terror Shroom already fell over. Now we're just spamming burst, we're spamming skills for debuffs, we're spamming Raiden Shogun's burst again to get back everyone's burst. It's literally just non-stop burst spamming thanks to Raiden Shogun's energy recharge mechanic with her burst. And then once again, we do it all over again. We use Yulan's Yulan or Shilin skill are good gap closers in case this thing runs away. And honestly, it's hard to explain his attacks. They're all pretty slow and telegraphed, but because we're spamming burst so much, we have so much iframes. We're just iframing through most of his attacks, as you can see here. You might get in some situations though where it's doing that charge attack and it's like doing a bunch of damage, so you need to be careful and watch out for that. It will definitely end your run. It does do a lot of damage since this is a very beefed up boss at level 105, and you can see it fell down again. You don't have to really do anything, it's just laying there. It's free real estate, it's free damage. And once again, spam everyone's burst. Use Yulan's skill to close that distance so that we're right up in his face. I like to use Shilonin's skill right before I use Raiden Shogun's burst, just so that the elemental shred is available the whole time. And there we go again. Raiden Shogun's burst is out. One more rotation should kill this thing based on the HP. Try to use your timer and the HP bar as a gauge for how well you're doing. Like if you're at halfway and you only have like 30 seconds left, you probably need to restart or redo your team. But yeah, we were able to finish this fight basically spamming those bursts over and over again with a time of 2:16, which is not that bad. So yeah, again, the hardest part about this fight is your time limit. So try to get as much damage as you can on your characters, take advantage of the buff, and spam those bursts. But I will admit this was probably the hardest one because I had to break out all the 5 stars just to make it more comfortable for my Raiden Shogun. But yeah, it was definitely hard for a different reason though. Not like the triple Mago Kenku fight where it was hard because I kept dying so much. All the damage and stuff. But anyways. And as usual, here are my character's builds. We have Raiden Shogun at 90. She doesn't have her signature weapon. I should really pull it when she's on a rerun again. But she's using the Staff of Homa instead, which is still a good option for her. She's, excuse me, she has the Emblem of Severed Fate artifact set built for DPS, of course. So she's got the crit rate, the crit damage, the energy recharge, and any other offensive stats, attack percentage, elemental mastery are all going to be pretty good with Raiden Shogun. So that's pretty much all of her substats on the artifacts. She is at C0, but if you have more constellations for her, this fight gets even easier. And her talents are at 4, 8, and 10. Yes, we crown that burst. Heck yeah. Next up is Yelan, which we've showcased a bajillion times before, but just in case this is your first video, she has her signature weapon, Emblem of Severed Fate, with focus on DPS substats and HP percentage, Hydro Damage Goblet, Crit Rate Circlet, Crit Damage Circlet, HP Sands, just a bunch of crit rate, energy recharge, HP percentage where we could fit it. She is at C1, so we were able to generate tons and tons of particles. Getting that extra usage of her elemental skill is really nice. And she is at 8, 10, and 10. Next up is Farina, level 90, signature weapon. She has the Golden Troop set with a focus on DPS stats as well. So she has energy recharge, HP percentage, crit rate, crit damage, all where we could fit it. Sands is HP percentage, Goblet is HP percentage as well, and her Circlet is crit rate. She is at C0, but I'm sure you all know the more constellations your Farina has, the more busted she becomes. And she is at 6, 10, and 9. And last but not least is Shilinin with her signature weapon. Artifacts is the Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City. And she does have energy recharge and defense percentage primarily. That's all we went for. We gave her some extra energy recharge on the Sands, defense on the Goblet, and defense on the Circlet. She is at C0, but just like the other characters, the more constellations you have, the more busted she becomes, and easier that fight becomes for you. She's at 8, 10, and 8. And that is it for my character builds. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions, or let me know what teams you use to clear out this event. And don't forget to leave a like and or subscribe to the channel. Helps me out a lot. I'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully there's another combat event or something we can discuss soon so that I have some YouTube content. Thanks for watching. See ya.